Nation. Welcome to Sunday Conversation. It's just you and me diving into real life topics that matters. Together we will have honest, heartfelt conversation that is designed to educate, motivate, inspire, uplift, and give you a fresh start for the week ahead. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your smoothie, get comfortable, and let's talk about real life issues and situations. So as you all may know, I get tons of DMs and tons of emails on the daily, okay? However, some of you all's emails stand out. And it was one email that I received, and her question to me was, how long is too long to wait for a ring? Okay? She wanted to know how long is too long to wait for a ring. Now, before I answer that, let me say this. One thing you don't want to do is pressure your guy for a ring, okay? You don't want to do that, all right? You don't want to pressure anybody to marry you, okay? Because if they're not wanting to marry you because they see you as their wife, as they see you as a part of their future, you don't want a ring because you have been pressuring a guy for a ring, okay? You don't want that kind of ring, okay? Because when someone decides to marry you, that's coming from their heart, okay? That means that they see you as the person that they want to do life with, all right? So I wanted to just say that before I actually answer that question. However, how long is too long to wait for a ring, all right? If you've been dating that guy for 3 years, okay? And when I say dating a guy for 3 years, I like to say this because I want to make sure we're on the same page. I mean dating him for 3 years. I mean that you guys have literally been together for 3 years, for 2.5 years to 3 years. I mean, you guys have been steady, all right? He has not dated anyone outside of you within that 2.5 years or 3 years, okay? Now, if you guys have been in a committed relationship, okay, it's just been you and your guy, you should have your ring at least by the 3rd year, at least by 2.5 to the 3rd year. You should have a ring, okay? Let's just be clear, all right? Especially if you're over 30 and 35 and you're dating, okay? Now, let me say this because I want to make sure my ladies who are in their 20s, no man is ready to marry you in their 20s, okay? Let me say that, all right? You don't want to marry a man in their 20s, okay? Men are not ready to marry you in their 20s, all right? So if you are in your 20s, okay, and you're following me, all right, and you're trying to figure out why your guy haven't proposed to you, and you're 25, and you're 23 or 26, okay? No. You don't want a guy to propose to you in their 20s, okay? They're not ready for that at all right? 20s are strictly for getting to know yourself and enjoying your 20s, all right? Men do not settle down until they are literally like after 33, 34, 35. It takes men some time to settle down and get in that frame of mind of I'm looking for a wife now, okay? It takes men some time for that, all right? And they're definitely not thinking about that in their 20s, okay? So for my ladies who are over 30 and your guys are over 30, 35, 40, 45, yes, if you have been dating your guy for at least a good 2.5 years, 3 years steady, that man should have proposed to you by now, all right? And then by the 5th year, you guys should be happily married, okay? The 4th year, you're planning your wedding, or I don't know if you're going to plan a wedding or go to the courthouse, whatever it may be. But by that 5th year, you guys should be happily married, okay? Now, because for some reason, you have many people get in relationships with these men and it's like 6 and 7 and 8 years, and I mean you don't have a ring, there's no commitment, there's nothing, okay, but time wasted, all right? Let me say this, and I know you all have heard me say this over and over again, all right? When a man is dating you, all right, and it's only you that he have been dating, I'm talking about you guys have been steady, all right? most likely that man has plans for you. He see you a part of his future, okay? He see you as his wife. He see you as wife material, okay? That's if he's steady with you, meaning that, again, he has not been dating anybody but you, and you have not been dating anybody but him, okay? So normally by that 2.5 years, 3 years, that man is on his knees proposing to you, all right? That's normally how it works, okay? And then by the 5th year, like I said, you guys are happily married, okay? There's no such thing that you're dating a guy 4, 5, 6, 7, 18 years, okay? And there's no ring, okay? Unless you've been dating him in his 20s. Say for instance, you guys were dating in you all's 20s. Say for instance, you guys were together at 21, okay? And you have been dating him for an entire 6, 7 years in your 20s, okay? Now I'm gonna give that a pass because like I said, no man is ready for marriage in their 20s. Even a woman is not ready for marriage in her 20s, let alone a man, all right? Normally when marriage conversation comes up, that's usually women and men who are in their 30s and 40s, okay? And now they're ready to leave the single life and start a family, all right? So I want to repeat that, okay? If you've been dating a guy in their 20s, okay, no, and you guys are like, been together like throughout your whole 20s, of course, I don't expect you all to be married because like I said, he's not ready. He's not ready and neither are you, okay? But if you are in your 30s and you've been dating a guy, or your 40s, and you have been dating a guy for the last 3 years or the last 4 years or the last 5 years, that relationship should be elevating, okay? Relationships are not supposed to stay still, all right? Or stand still, all right? Every year there should be elevation to your relationship, okay? And what I mean when I say that, again, by the 2nd year, 3rd year, you guys most likely, in that 2nd year, your guy is going to give little clues about marriage, whether he started asking you questions about it or getting your feelings on what your feelings are about marriage. They're going to give little clues about they're considering marrying you or putting a ring on it, all right? So if you're with a guy and you notice that you guys have been together for quite some time and you don't see any indication that he is trying to marry you or want to marry you, unfortunately, he just does not see you a part of his future, okay? If you're in a situation when a guy says to you, well, why don't we just move in together? Why would you do that? Why would you need to move in with a man, all right? No, that's BS. Because guess what? If you move in with him, most likely he's definitely not going to marry you, okay? He's definitely not going to marry you, okay? Because you're already acting as a wife. You understand? Like I've said before, people, there are steps, okay, to a relationship. There are steps in order for the relationship to progress, and the end result is that you're happily married to your guy, all right? But when you start doing things all backwards and things like that, what happens is that they get comfortable and they just do not see the value in you anymore. So in their mind, what reason do I need to marry her? We live together. She cooks and cleans for me. She does everything for me. Why would I need to marry her? For what reason? All right? So you take all the joy out of the elevation of the relationship because you're doing things backwards and you're doing it all wrong. All right? If he can live with you, he can marry you, all right? I think I put a post up some time ago. Let's normalize staying in separate houses until you are married, all right? That is the best way to do that, all right? And I'm talking to my ladies who desire marriage, okay? Because I know I have some women who watch my content and they love to say, well, what if I don't want to get married? And what if I'm not interested in marriage, okay? So be it. This message, this conversation does not apply to you. But I would say, what's the reason that you wouldn't want to get married if you're laying up having babies with them and living with them? Why would you not want to be married? But you know as well as I know, you don't want to get married because you know that man don't want to marry you. All right? So what you have did, you have totally, flipped the script. I don't want to get married. No, 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 no. That's not it. You know he don't want to marry you. That's what it is, all right? I prefer you to say that than say, I don't want to get married when you're living with a man and having babies and acting like a wife. I prefer you to just keep it real and be honest with yourself, all right? Because as a love dating relationship coach and educator, I know better, all right? I know that man doesn't want to marry you. That's what it is, okay? Or it's a situation that you all have had such a dysfunctional relationship until you just don't see no desire to marry him. And then my question with that would be, why would you be with a man who is causing you nothing but hurt and pain and chaos? All right? Why would you stay in a relationship with a man, okay, that you have no desire to marry because he has done anything but brought you hurt and pain, okay? That would be my question, all right? But to answer that question, how long is too long to wait for a ring? 3 years is too long, not to mention 4 years is very long, all right? Like I said, at least by the 3rd year, you should have a ring on your finger, okay? And by the 5th year, you guys should be happily married, all right? That's how it should work, okay? You should not allow a man to come into your life and just have you in the dating stage forever, all right? There's no commitment. There's no security. You're not really in a relationship, okay? If a man is literally seeing you for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, okay, and he's not trying to elevate the relationship, okay, he's not serious about you. He's just wasting your time, all right? That's not how it works when a man has found his woman or found his soulmate or found his future wife. Men do not fumble women that they really, really want to be a part of their future, okay? So if you're noticing that your guy has no intentions on elevating the relationship, that is a clear indication he cannot see himself as your husband and he cannot see you as his wife, all right? So you have to pay attention to that. And I know that many of us, we like to be in denial. We want to be delusional because we really, really want the guy, and I understand it could be very hurtful when you really face the truth. I get it, okay? But I feel it's best to face the truth so that you can make the necessary adjustments in your life that's going to make you happy, all right? And personally, I just do not feel a man who has no desire to marry you, but is okay with just being with you, all right? Or just living with you, but not really, really trying to provide that next level of security, all right? That's not good, okay? Because like I said, all men are created the same, okay? All of them, okay? I don't care what you say. They all are created the same, all right? And when a man has found his woman, okay, and has found his one, all right, it is nothing more joyful for him to put a ring on it and become your husband, all right? So when a man is not trying to become your husband, that's not good, all right? That's really a indication of how he really feels, okay? That's really an indication of how he really feels, okay? Because like I've told you before, men can hang out with you, they could be with you, they could spend all this time with you and have no future plans for you, okay? Men could do that with no problem, all right? And the reason why they don't have future plans with you is because they just cannot see themselves locked in with you like that, See, when you become married and they propose to you, you guys are locked in, it's like, it's us now. It's just us. You understand? We're in this together. You understand what I'm trying to say? So when you are with a man and you've spent a significant time with this man and you notice that he's not trying to take this thing to the next level and become your husband, that's because he does not want to be your husband, all right? He wanted to be just like it is so that he can escape the building if ever needed, and there are no strings attached, okay? So I repeat, when a man is not trying to seal the deal, okay, that's because he does not want to be locked in with you like that, all right? It's not normal for a man to be with a woman for a significant amount of time and not put a ring on her finger and marry her. First of all, a man is not going to even be comfortable with his woman out here in these streets, okay? And not able to tell men who maybe try to flirt with her or try to get with her, I'm married, okay? Yes, I have a husband, all right? See, men are protective like that, all right? So when you find yourself with a guy, and again, you guys have been together 3+ years, 4+ years, 5+ years, okay? And there has not been any elevation to the relationship, okay? He's not even trying to be your husband. He doesn't like you the way that you think he likes you, all right? He just spending some time with you, wasting time, okay? Because you really not what he wants. He's just settling for you, okay? You're not what he really wants. He's just settling, all right? Because I repeat, that's not the way a man operates, all right? When they come across that woman, all right, and they are really in love with that woman, they're going to make sure that you are off the market, okay? And they're going to make sure that you have a ring on your finger, and they're going to make sure that they marry you, okay? Because again, they're not going to be at peace, okay, until they know that you are till they know that you are his wife and he is your husband. He's not going to be at peace with that, all right? So again, and that's just any man. That's just how men are. They're very, very territorial, okay? So whatever a man is telling you, the reason why he's not marrying you or the reason he's not getting married, this, that, and the other. Oh, it's the government. Oh, don't listen to that. Oh, this is a government institution and this and that. Don't you know that is BS? That is BS. That is nothing but game, okay? When a man is really in love with you, let me break this down, all right? When a man is really in love with you and they really see you as their future, a part of their future, they don't even think about stuff like that. The government institution, a marriage institute, whatever they be saying, I don't even know. But they don't even think about things like that. They're in the moment, okay? And in the moment says, I love this woman. I'm in love with this woman. This woman makes my world so much better. This has to be my wife, okay? That's how men think in the moment, okay? They're not thinking about no government institution, marriage institution. Oh, she gonna take my money if I marry her. Men don't talk like that when they really in love with you. Now, who knows what may happen in the future, but in that present moment, when a man loves you, it is an honor for him to become your husband. All right? So I repeat, a man who is running that game on you, playing them head games on you, we don't need to get married. That ain't nothing but an institution. We don't need to get married. That ain't nothing but the government trying to run things. We don't need to get married. You need to keep your stuff and I keep my stuff. Any man that tell you some crap like that, you need to run. All right? That means he has no desire of sharing anything that he has with you, and that's because he does not love you. All right? That's not how a man talks when they are in love with you. All right? They don't talk like that. All right? A man is going to marry you when he is in love with you, all right? So, and this is why I say you have to know the difference in a man liking you, he love you, or in love with you. That's 3 different types of feelings, okay? And when a man is in love with you, nothing will stop him from becoming your husband, all right? So the young lady who asked me that question, how long is too long to wait for a ring? 3 years is too long to wait for a ring, okay? By the 3rd year, you should have a ring. By the 2.5 years to 3 years, I'm gonna say, you should have a ring. By the 5th year, that man should be your husband, all right? The 4th year, you're planning your wedding, okay? Whatever that may be, a wedding for your family, a wedding for family and friends, courthouse, reception, whatever it may be, okay? That's how it should look. And yes, I know everybody's situation is different, absolutely, okay? But overall, okay, I'm saying to you, all right? If you've been with a guy for 6, 7, 8 years and that man has not put a ring on your finger, he is wasting your time. He is not in love with you, okay? He is just with you for whatever reason it may be. I don't know, okay? But it's definitely not for the right reasons, okay? I repeat, men do not do that. Who is in love with you and who has identified you as a wife, all right? Men don't do that, okay? So hopefully this conversation will help someone. And I'm so excited because this is like a new segment to Love Notes for Dummies. So I'm so excited about that because, you know, we got the Love Notes for Dummies podcast, and this is like Sunday conversation that we will be adding to Love Notes for Dummies, okay? So I'm super, super excited about that. Hopefully this conversation helps somebody. I hope you guys have an amazing week, okay? You know, Sundays are today to reset, restart, refresh, relax, and just get ready for Monday. With that being said, guys, it's been amazing. I'm looking forward to next Sunday. Enjoy your week, Neck Nation. And remember, be safe, stay prayed up, and be careful. Bye, guys. Mwah.